Hey guys, thank you for joining the quest. Again, I'm your host Marques Underwood, and today I'll be reviewing the one and the only, the one that came out of nowhere, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I've been anticipating this movie actually for a little while after the trailer came out. I'm a fan of Cloverfield. I wanted to see how the sequel will come out because the trailer didn't really reveal that much, and boy did it pay off. And it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, his directorial debut, John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Gollinger Jr. Sorry if I messed your name up. But this movie is about this lady. She gets into this car accident, and when she wakes up, she's in this bunker with these two guys, and while she has to believe what they tell her about the outside world, and we're just really on a mystery to see if what they tell her is true or not. And boy, we get some psychos in here, and a companion too, and another person. And this movie definitely did not disappoint in my eyes. From the beginning, there's a lot of suspense and tension within the movie. From the opening credits, the way they do that, there's a lot of suspense, and just throughout the scenes and throughout the movie you get a lot of suspense and tension. A lot with the help of the score, which was phenomenal in my eyes. It added a lot to the uneasiness of the movie, and also just to the fun parts with the score too, with the classic songs that they decide to use for the movies, which definitely helped. But also you get a lot of tension and suspense from the way the actors are doing their roles. There's a lot of scenes where people weren't talking, but you can just tell from body language and how they're looking at somebody that they're kind of pissed off and something's about to happen. And so that's a phenomenal job and great directing by Dan Trachtenberg. This movie had a strong female protagonist. You know, usually with horror movies or movies like this in general, the female protagonists, they do a lot of dumb stuff. You know, they fall where they're getting chased. You know, they may, I don't know, use the wrong key or trying to open up the door when they're under pressure. But that doesn't really happen here. Instead, you get a strong female protagonist who takes control. She uses her wits and what she knows from the outside world and uses it inside to apply in order to become successful and just get out here and just try to survive under this crazy guy that she's with. And man, does it work. And I would say she's probably definitely a strong lead that I've seen in a long time, probably since Charlize Theron and Mad Max Fury Road. So that's saying something. I mean, that movie came out a year ago. I haven't seen a really strong one since. So I mean, that's a great job by Miss Mary Elizabeth Winstead too. But by far, the standout in this movie is John Goodman. I mean, that guy, he needs to get an Oscar nomination for this movie. He was so perfect as Howard. You can just tell that something was wrong with this guy. He was telling his stuff, but you didn't know if he necessarily believed it. And boy, you get a lot of scenes of him just staring, and he's not talking, but you can tell by his body language that he's really pissed off and something's about to happen. And even when he does talk, you know, it's really subtle. His performance is subtle. You may not really notice it, but if you pick up on the things he does, it's really, really amazing to watch. And it works. When he has to explode, he explodes. When he has to be calm and temper and just level-headed, he does that too. I think he covered the whole spectrum really well, and he was definitely the standout in this movie. In the last act in the movie, which is really only my negative, I didn't dislike it, but to me it just didn't really fit with the rest of the movie. The movie really is just secluded within the bunker, but you know what happens in the last act, it's just a little bit different, a little bit out of left field. I understand it and I like it. I'm not against it, but it just didn't really fit for me. So that may be a turn off for you, and it was kind of hard to understand what the hell was going on too, because it kind of felt so random and abrupt to me. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm giving this movie an A 4.6 out of 5. This is definitely one of the best movies I've seen all year. The campaign from the trailers and all that stuff, it does not disappoint. You don't learn anything. There's no spoilers within the trailer, so you're definitely going through this movie spoiler free. And honestly, when I was watching this movie, it definitely reminded me of another one of my favorites, Misery. Except instead of it being like a crazy girl, it's really a crazy guy. It works here just as it did back then, 20 or whatever years ago. So I would say if you like Misery, you should definitely check this movie out. And as far as it being related to Cloverfield, I don't know. I didn't really notice no connections with Cloverfield. I kind of felt like this movie stood on its own. I think it used, the Cloverfield name just because of, the sci-fi stuff or whatever. But overall, I think, it's a good standalone movie. So I don't really think you should go into the movie expecting, Cloverfield 2, because it's just not that. It's totally different. Totally different. So, have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane? If you have, comment below and I want to know. What's your thoughts on 10 Cloverfield Lane? Did you like it better than Cloverfield? Did you like it less than Cloverfield? If you do, I want you to comment below. I want you to hit that like button for this video. hit the subscribe button for this channel and join the quest.